Okay, good morning, teachers and educators. My name is Susan. I am from Vanuatu and I will be presenting to you 3 learning episodes and analyzing them in this presentation. Episode number 1, as observed, teacher observed that her students were coming late to class every day, which leads to the students missing out on morning routines that the teacher usually does in the morning during 7:30 to 8 o'clock. So what the teacher does, the action that she takes is she creates a punctuality wall chart. And in this punctuality wall chart, she prepares stickers and she gives these stickers to the students. Each morning when you come early before 7:30, a student takes a sticker from the teacher's table and then pastes it next to their name on the punctuality wall chart. And by the end of the week, if a student gets 5 stickers, they will receive a gift of stationaries. The end result, students were eager to get stickers against their name in the chart. So they put in effort to come early to class, and the stickers and rewards came as a positive reinforcement that brings out the desired behavior in the students. Analysis of this episode. This episode, to me, it clearly depicts a behavioral learning theory of the operant conditioning, which is a process involving rewards and stickers and penalties for behaviors. As explained in episode number 1, the stickers and the gifts, a positive reinforcements that motivates the students to put in extra effort to come early to class. And they know that if they come early to class, they would receive a sticker, and by the end of the week, if there's 5 stickers, they get a gift. So it's like a boost to them to continue coming early. And as time goes by, punctuality becomes a habit for them. Learning episode number 2, again as observed. Situation, I was teaching students on a topic about traditional leadership roles in the communities. So I introduced the topic, and then prior knowledge was collected from the students. After prior knowledge was taken, we discussed, and then I projected visual aids of pictures and short clips showing a leader inside the community, especially a chief, what they does in the Nakamal to sort things out in their community. And the action taken here, students received help, further explanation from the teacher, guided questions were given to them so that they work just inside the premises and reach an expected conclusion that I, the teacher, will be happy with it. And they continue to discuss among themselves, and they relate to visual aids, and they are prepare their charts and posters. The result, students present their ideas in a poster type form, and then they present it up front in front of the whole class, and they answer questions posed by their peers concerning different chiefly roles in the community. And here you can see pictures of teacher giving further explanation to the student on what they should be doing. Okay, does not leave the student to work on their own after the topic was introduced, but they continue to explain. Okay, teacher putting students into their groups and then giving out papers for students to discuss and then put in their ideas to these papers so that they could present it up front. Analysis of this episode number 2. This episode evidently shows the features discussed by Suela and his colleagues in 2006 of a cognitive learning. I strongly believe that this is a cognitive learning theory because, firstly, prior knowledge was collected from the students after the introduction to the topic, and then we helped to build schema or schema construction. Visual aids were also given to add on further resources given to the students to help them to make the topic clearer. And then scaffolding questions or guided questions were given to them so that they work within what was expected of them, but they do not go astray, but they just work inside that. And that is helping them to remove extraneous load and help them with Sherman load. So here, students discussed among themselves, they shared ideas, and then they prepared the posters of their chart. After that, they were able to present their work in front of every other students. And then here they allow time for questioning students. Their peers ask questions, and then they respond to these questions, showing that they really understand the topic inside out. Deep learning taking place here. That's why I believe strongly that it portrays the cognitive learning theory. Learning of episode number 3, again as observed, we were doing a topic on museums, and before this activity we studied about museums, and students collected notes. They watched short videos of museums in Vanuatu and around the Pacific Islands, and then it came to the activity where they were supposed to be presenting or exhibit a part of their tradition inside a pretended museum. So we prepared the classroom and then divided the classroom into sections for each island group so that they could come and present or exhibit whatever they decided to exhibit during that time. The action that take place before all this has happened, students had been already observing how their parents, their elders or other community members back in their villages, back at home in their communities, how they were doing certain traditional activities, why they were doing traditional activities, and how they would prepare dishes. Why are these dishes important to prepare during certain times? All this they were already learning at home, and they communicate with their parents to find out about these dishes at home or these other activities at home before they come to school. So learning has already been taking place back in their villages. Result, when they were asked to come and present their traditional dishes or their whatever their traditions to exhibit during the time in school, it wasn't something new for them because they had already been learning at home. So as you can see, some of our students, they decided to prepare traditional dishes. Here you can see is nalot from Santo. This is mashed taro, cooked and then mashed, and then spread into this big, what we call slow, or in our language we call it narova. And then when you would like to take a piece of it, you just scoop out a little piece of this nalot and then dip it into the coconut cream or milk here, and then you can eat it. So this is something that the students from Santo Island exhibit. And another one here, my students from Ambai Island, still in Vanuatu, since they had just been relocated from their island due to the eruption of Manaro volcano. This is what they usually prepared to remember, in remembrance of their relocation or in remembrance of the eruption. And you can see again, this is baked taro, mashed, and then it is being shaped into this. This represents their island, and then this coconut cream in the middle shows or represents volcano lava that is supposed to be flowing down when hot lap stones are dropped into this. But since the lap stone is not too hot, you can just see the smoke rising out from there, but you cannot see the lava flowing down from the sides of the volcano. Anyway, this clearly shows that the students had been learning from their parents back at home, and when they were asked to present in class, they were able to do that. Again, episode number 3 clearly shows a feature of socio-cultural learning theory. And here I believe so because Lev Vygotsky emphasized that learning is a social process shaped by our interaction, our culture, participation with others, communication with other people, etc. So here students have already been learning from their parents and their elders back at home in their own community. When they come to school, I asked them to prepare something traditional. It wasn't something new for them. They were already being helped by their parents how to prepare these things, or they were observing already from their parents, which is sign of zone of proximal development. And then when they come to school, they are now independent. They are more confident in preparing these dishes, so they put it into practice. And you can see the end results as presented. This clearly shows a socio-cultural learning theory. And that brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for listening. And I believe that all these 3 learning episodes still portrays or still presents learning its own respective background. Students learn in all 3 kinds of learning theory. Not only one theory can provide learning to students, but every learners learn in all these 3 episodes. Thank you very much for listening, and that is the end of my presentation. Thank you.